snake came up and touched my. Yeah,
are you serious?
Yeah, I was sitting in the tube trying to keep my beer cold, so I was letting it sit in the water so it didn't just get super hot. And I felt something bump my beer can.
Oh
I thought
God.
it was a stick or a rock or something. I look over and the snake is swimming away.
No,
Yeah.
no dice.
So that happened.
Not okay with that at all.
So we did that. We did a little tubing, and then the weather got nasty, barbecued, so that was fun. So it was good. A good 4th of July.
I was trying to, your bride posted a picture of you in the tube floating down, and then another one where you had like a boom box.
Yes.
Or
Getting
something.
off the four-wheeler. Mm-hmm.
I was trying to find it. I don't see it now. Anyway, I'm glad you had a good fourth. I did also. My nephew Eli, his birthday is on the 4th of July.
Is it now?
So he turned 10 years old on the 4th. So we had a big party, and he was playing we started the party at 3 o'clock, and he was playing in a baseball tournament in Zachary.
Okay.
So they had a couple of games, like 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and so our hope was, they'd be done after those 2 games, bring it on to the house. Well, they won both the games. So then they had to play again.
Oh. And
there was a lightning delay. So we ended up not getting to his party till like 8 o'clock at night. Thing was wrapping up.
At that point, do you think about possibly throwing the game?
I would have not gone.
Well, no, you got to go. You got to be there for your team.
I'm sorry. I would have been like, why are we playing in a tournament on the 4th of July? This is like not on the week, like on the 4th of July, which also happens to be my birthday. Be like, deuces, peeps. See y'all. I'm out.
No.
Later.
You say that's easy for you to say, but you have a duty to all of your teammates.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
no, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, the link in the chain can't be broken.
Deuces. Peace.
You got to be there.
No, you don't.
You do have to be there. But my question is, if you are there, would you think about possibly maybe just quite can't reach that ground ball?
No, because if you're going to play, you're going to play to win.
Play hard.
You know, that's all. Tyler Hale says the volume is a scooch low.
What's a scooch?
I don't know what a scooch is. A scotch, maybe?
Punch you right in the scooch, Tyler.
Punch you in the scooch. You're getting a scooch punch is what you're getting tonight. You know who deserves a scooch punch?
Who's that?
Cleo Fields. You know him?
Wasn't he the mayor?
No, he's never been the mayor. He keeps running for a lot of offices, though. He's one of those guys that's just a career politician, always wants to be in power somehow, some way. But Cleo Fields is a state senator out of Louisiana, chairman of the Senate Education Committee, apparently. And he sent a letter to to Bessie, the State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, requesting that they suspend all athletic activities for the fall. He does not want any sports this fall. Nothing. That's what Cleo Fields says.
No badminton.
He says the issue is, quote, too critical to leave up to Louisiana High School Athletic Association to decide. He wants Bessie to make the decision for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think that can kick rocks. I think that painting such a broad picture on sports in general, saying they all need to be shut down is irresponsible. You know, there's ways to do things responsibly, and I understand that there's going to be people and you're going to get pushed back in certain areas, whatever it may be, but there's ways to do things, and it might not be the way that we've done it forever. You may have to change a little bit. However, saying you can't play any sports, I think, is not smart. And then also basically saying the LHSA can't figure it out. Somebody else has got to figure it out for them. I don't like either. So I don't like either one.
Well, you have a son who plays high school sports. Would you let him play?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, he's playing right now.
Okay.
You know, there's Metro baseball going on right now for the high schools.
Why are you okay with that?
Well, because, look, for one, if you don't feel well, stay at home. You know, I tell him, hey, don't get on top of people and, you know, do your best to stay away, you know, from guys. But at the end of the day, like, you know, you can't lock yourself up and stay inside all day long and do nothing, you know. Where he goes to school, they've taken some great precautions. And, you know, you do the temperature check and all that stuff and fill stuff out every day. And, you know, if a kid doesn't feel well or he has a high temp, you go home and I mean, you're doing everything that you can do. And I realize football may be a little bit different, you know, but at the end of the day, man, I mean, you do the best you can, and that's all you can do. And so for me, I'm good.
If you test, then in people who are negative and they go play, then there's no virus to transmit. So that should be fine if you're testing properly. I guess it's more just like, do you have a concern? And you have daughters that play soccer. Are they playing right now?
they're okay. So on a limited basis, like their practices, for instance, are much different. You go out on the soccer field, which is as big as a football field, and you have 15 girls on this giant soccer field. Everybody stays, 10, 15, 20 feet away from each other. You basically just pass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a real soccer practice. They don't play any games. There's no scrimmages. They don't get near anybody.
Are they playing any games at all?
No.
Okay.
No. So, I mean, their practice is you're just sitting there kicking, juggling, and then kicking to each other and then running around.
Well, see, I would say a couple of things. To make any decision about the fall right now feels premature because we're at the beginning of July, and you wouldn't be talking about high school football games being played until the end of August, beginning of September. So you're still 7 weeks away probably from jamborees, 8 weeks away from the start of a season. We've seen already with this virus a lot can change from week to week,
Sure.
let alone 8 weeks. So 2 months feels like a long stretch of time. We already have high school football teams working out right now.
No, absolutely. They're in the weight rooms.
They're doing weight training. They're doing some on-field work. Like, we're seeing that already. So the point that I'll keep coming back to is, and the reason I wanted to ask you as the parent of a high school kid too, if, like, at some point, my hope is that we stop looking at this as a decision that needs to be made by politicians, and we let this be a decision that's going to be made by the informed public. If you and your wife decide that you're comfortable with your 15-year-old son playing baseball, that should be your decision. The head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bruce Arians, famously has battled cancer and beat it. He's 67 years old. He had to retire from coaching several years ago because of health scare. Well, he's back in now with Tampa Bay, and he's got Tom Brady, and he was asked if he's going to coach or if he's going to sit it out. He's like, I'm not sitting out. I'll take every precaution necessary, but I'm not sitting out. That is a decision that he and his family had to obviously discuss, and they came to their decision about how they want to proceed, what risk they're willing to take. Mm-hmm. One thing that we also know about COVID is that it doesn't affect kids, thankfully. Whatever research that we can find, the fantastic news is that children have not been affected by COVID, which is great. The American Association of Pediatrics, their organization last week recommended kids go back to school this fall. That's a group of nearly 100,000 pediatricians that have said collectively, their statement is kids need to go back to school this fall. Why are we letting Cleo Fields or Bessie or any legislative body make that determination for us? I would rather say, hey, if you're an athlete and you want to play and your parents are good with you playing, given these precautions that have been laid out, then that's within your right to do that. Just like your son right now is playing baseball, just like your daughters are practicing soccer, just like if you go to most high school fields around America, kids are in the weight room or practicing, just like Tom Brady and his teammates are in Tampa practicing, or Drew Brees got on a plane and went to Colorado to go work out with Emmanuel Sanders. My point is, you're seeing a lot of people make their own decision collectively. And at some point, this needs to not at some point, now, it needs to not be an issue that's politicized. I don't care what a politician thinks. What I care is, what does Ryan and John Theriot think about Houston Theriot playing baseball right now? Like, that for me is more relevant than anything Cleo Fields or any politician says. So I would say let's trust parents and athletes to inform themselves as best they can, have coaches inform parents of what and athletic directors of what precautions they're going to take, and let you make a decision.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I think the decision is made at the individual level. Now, everything that you just said is spot on. And here's where I think Baton Rouge that's really the only area I know. But most sports or schools that are actually coming back and doing things, here's the kicker. I don't know how many schools or sporting events Cleo Fields has been to and seen the process in which child A leaves his or her vehicle and goes to said practice or workout or whatever it may be, like you're not getting into the gym or the weight room or the practice unless A, B, C, and D, those boxes have been checked. There are precautions that are being taken. You bring your own water bottles now. You can't drink out of the water fountains. They're covered up.
Yeah.
You're not getting in a huddle and the coach isn't giving speeches. After baseball games, nobody's shaking hands. They're sanitizing dugouts. Football, maybe everybody wears the clear face mask, which is cool anyway.
You know what's interesting about the face mask? Did you see that the NFL Players Association collectively said that they don't want to wear the face masks?
I think they're so cool.
Well, I don't care if they're cool or not, but if essentially someone's saying this could protect you and they're saying, nah, we're good, then that's another decision they're making. And I'm looking, and Janet said on the Facebook app, said, this is why you should care about politics, Matt. And I tell people all the time I don't care about politics. Janet, I'd argue the contrary. This is exactly why I don't care about politics. Because you have do-nothings like Cleo Fields who are inserting themselves into a conversation that they have no place. That's why it's off-putting to me. That's why I'm not interested at all. And ultimately, what will happen is schools, athletic directors, parents, players are ultimately going to make that decision, not Cleo Fields or Bessie.
Yeah, my only fear is that you get enough pushback, you get enough, I guess, people inserting themselves in the conversation that really don't know what's going on and aren't educated with actually how this stuff is going. Look, and I know even for LSU and what's going on out there, I mean, it's amazing the steps these guys are taking in order to make sure their athletes are healthy and in a good spot and precautions and all that. It's not going to look the same. It won't look like it was last year, or the year prior to that, or the year prior to that. However, to get them out there, take precautions, take the stands away. I mean, I've been to 10 different ballparks where the stands, the bleachers have either been removed or they've been taped off to where nobody can go there. There is social distancing going on. And so, yeah, man, you take the precautions, you do what you can do, and then you either choose to do it or you don't.
Let's do Kick Rocks.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Matt, what's Floyd Mayweather's nickname?
Dinero.
Money. Dinero. Moolah. Floyd Mayweather and Tom Brady both own companies which received PPP relief.
Okay.
And I think it can kick rocks because these guys are loaded, both of them, and there was plenty of companies that needed that money that didn't receive the money, and that's just a couple. But Floyd Money Mayweather getting the money, I think, can kick rocks, and for that, you can beat it. Lee and Burbank, the intersection.
You're back on this.
For those not familiar, there's an intersection in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Nicholson
and Lee.
Nicholson and Lee.
You're thinking Brightside, where Lee crosses Nicholson and becomes Brightside. And I know you only care about this because you live over there.
Well, no. Anybody that drives
but if you didn't
on Nicholson.
But if you didn't live there, you wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But I do.
Yeah.
And therefore I do care.
Okay.
This has been about a year now that this is going on.
Still.
1 year. Whoever is in charge of this.
Yes.
I'm imagining this was third-partied out to another company to come in and do the asphalt and fix the thing. I don't know who they are.
Still not done.
If I knew who they were, I'd put them on blast right now. And I would tell anybody, whatever you do, don't let them do it because it's going to be a year.
Well, you could probably find the public records of who won the bid.
I could.
But you know what that would require?
Like show prep.
Show prep.
Or I could just pay attention to the trucks on the side of the road.
Got it.
Which I haven't done that either.
Nope.
It's unbelievable. And here's the thing. This is what time they decide to do it. You ready?
Okay.
We're going to do this at about 6:15, 7 o'clock every evening.
That's a good idea.
No, it's not.
Because traffic's subsided.
Why wouldn't you do it at midnight or 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Let's do it then. Because I'm coming home from work at that point. Or maybe even a little later. And I drive up I go down Burbank. I turn left on Lee. Drive up to get to the light right there by Ammart. You're familiar.
Familiar. And you got to cross.
There's no traffic
Yeah.
because everybody in front of me already knows that the thing is shut down across the railroad tracks except for me.
Oh.
And then I get up there and I have two choices. Either I go right and sit in that traffic for an hour,
Yeah.
or I go left and go and shoot up down River Road.
Yeah.
Problem with that is you've got 18-wheelers going down Ben-Hur and River Road. Takes you another hour to get home.
Yeah.
When I could have just parked my car right at Ammart and karaoke'd to my house, and I'd have been there in 15 minutes.
Maybe you should have done that.
That whole thing could kick
Plan
off.
accordingly. Yeah, they could work overnight. You know, like you could work. Well, what do they work like 6 to 6 is probably what they do. They work 12-hour shifts, 6 to 6. If you work 7 to 7, now you're bothering the morning rush people.
Yeah, no, I get it. They may be because I'm not out at midnight. But anyway. I
Sounds
don't
like the right.
time.
I'd rather that than be there in the middle of the day. Do it at night. I'm sorry that we're inconveniencing you, Rhino.
I'm very inconvenienced.
Sorry, Rhiney.
And I don't
I
like
got an
it.
idea. How about when you leave Traction now, don't
I'm gonna
go
a
down
different way.
Burbank.
I'm going to go a different
Go
way.
River Road.
I'm going to go all the way down Burbank. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going down River Road. If I go down River Road, then I get the 18
Go
wheelers.
Burbank to LSU and go
Coming
skip
back.
Burbank Drive up and then come back down
That's what
River
I'm
Road.
doing.
That's what you got to do.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, well then stop complaining
That's
and just
fixed.
find yourself a solution there,
Well,
Rhiney.
no, it's been a year, Matt. And I mean, at some point, like,
Okay
the
there,
thing's
Rhino.
got to be done. Like, how can it not be
Eventually-
done yet?
Well, they've been working on Perkins Road for 30 years. It's still not done. I mean, they may be working on that intersection for 30. You know what's going to happen, though, is they're going to finish, by the time they finish that intersection, they're at Nicholson and Lee, the population shift in our city will have happened so much so that is going to be outdated. And they'll
Yeah.
have to just do more construction to update what is now outdated construction.
MLB can kick rocks.
Okay, now we're talking.
Yeah, their testing procedures can kick
Let's
rocks.
get them.
First, you ask all the guys to come in the bubble, which I get. We're going to report to the teams, and we're going to get tested up, and then we're going to start spring training, and then we're going to play July 24th or whatever
Let's
it is.
go.
Okay, hey,
So
guys.
the Yankees are playing the opener?
I want everybody to report to Arizona or Florida. It's
Go,
going to be great.
Go.
We're going to get you tested up day one,
Test.
and then we're going to start practice day two.
Yep.
Fortunately, Matt, that's not what's happened.
Nope, that's not what happened.
And what you're seeing is
They're
guys
going
like,
all over the place.
they're going where they're supposed to be going,
All over the country, though, to their home parks.
but they're not getting these tests back.
Oh.
That's the issue. So what MLB didn't think about, that it's a holiday weekend. It's July 4th. So you might not have the FedEx or whoever it is that is bringing the tests and reporting back. So you're getting Buster Posey going, you know what? My wife's pregnant. I got a couple young kids at home. Like, I want to play. However, I need to know that my teammates are all good.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. So let's get this test done, and then we can start practice. But now we're 3-4 days removed, and they don't know who's positive and who's negative.
Yeah.
So you got some big stars that are going, hey, guys, I might be out on this thing. So MLB, once again, had a chance to do something great, and it looks like they might be screwing it up.
Idiots.
I think we need to start looking at Korean baseball, and I think we need to start going, look, Japan's got a nice league.
Japan is letting fans back in this week.
Japan's
Saw
got a
that?
nice league.
Japan's letting fans in the stands starting this week.
You can make some good money over there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would you go play in Japan?
No,
Why not?
I just wouldn't. But, I mean, you could. Somebody could. Not me.
Why not?
I'm out. Probably out on that.
I mean, the food's amazing. You could have sushi every night, like fresh sushi from Japan every night.
And Kobe beef.
Kobe.
Or Kobe.
Not Kobe, it's Kobe.
How you spell it?
Kobe.
Kobe.
It's pronounced Kobe.
Yeah, but it's Kobe. That's Kobe.
It's Kobe.
No, Kobe is Kobe.
It's Kobe.
And what's that beer I like? Kieran?
Kieran.
Is
Yeah.
that Japan?
Yeah, you know what else they have over there is Hitachino. So
Okay.
it's a white ale. It's really good.
White beer.
Well, no, it's a white ale. So it's not white. It's more of a cloudy fruit type color. Think
Fruit
golden,
has a color.
think golden beer, but cloudy.
Okay.
Like some of those juicy beers.
So it looks like urine. So you're drinking somebody's urine.
No, regular beer, like a regular Pilsner, would look like
Dehydrated urine.
would look like urine. We're talking about cloudy here is what we're talking.
Have you ever peed in a urinal after somebody and their pee was like orange? And you're like, oh, God, they need to hydrate.
I don't know that I would say orange, but definitely there's been times where, like, I've peed after someone, I'm like, mixing a little 6-ounce bottle of water, bro.
Every
What's
once in a
going
while.
on here, man? That looks like you wonder why it hurts to pee, why you start and stop. Like, that's why. If I was peeing out, like, syrup, I bet that would hurt.
Have you ever taken a ton of vitamins and peed and it been like highlighter color?
Yeah.
I love that.
And it stinks, too.
I love doing that.
Whenever you take a bunch of vitamins and then it stinks when your pee, your urine, like with asparagus, it stinks.
I like that, too.
Why do you like that?
I like stinky pee. When it's my pee.
Why do you like stinky pee?
I like when I've got stinky pee. I don't like your stinky pee.
Yeah. Isn't it funny, though, the standard that we have, like, when you're in a bathroom with someone else and they stink, it's repulsive, but, like, when you stink,
It's like,
you're
yeah.
like,
Have you ever eaten a ton of salad?
Yep.
Dropped a deuce.
Nope.
And it's been green, or like you could actually see the lettuce in the
No,
salad?
corn. That's common, though, because corn doesn't break down in your stomach.
I like the corn and the pea, but I like the green too. When I was a kid once, I ate so many snowballs at Millerville Academy. If they hit a foul ball over there, my brother Wes played there. If you hit a foul ball and you brought the foul ball back to the concession stand, they would give you a free snowball.
I remember that.
Okay. I
played
was
there.
on my game apparently one time, and I ate so many snowballs that I pooed out rainbow.
No.
I'm telling you right now, it was awesome. I pooed out like it was, some of it was yellow and then green and then red. It was great.
Man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 45 souls that are still watching us on Facebook Live. We appreciate that. And for those listening, we appreciate you as well. Get your questions in because if you're watching us live, we'll do Ask Us coming up here in just a quick second. Tell people about the good people at Allen's Custom Floors.
Mike Allen's a monster when it comes to the flooring game. He has changed the flooring game, matter of fact. I'm not doing it.
1,000%.
No, Mike Allen's a stud when it comes to floors. So he did mine.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 houses. He did my new floors at my house I'm in now. He redid custom Heart of Pine floors at my house prior to this one. So whether it's renovations or if you just want brand new floors, it could be wood, it could be vinyl, it could be tile. He's got that bullet as well.
Yeah.
Give Mike Allen a call.
What number should you call him at?
I'm off you, Paul. What's your number?
Yeah.
You were baiting me. I knew you were doing it, and I fell for it.
Oh, man, that's so good.
I knew you were doing it because you started smiling.
And Paul knows me too well. So for those listening who can't see, Theriot never.
I just don't remember the number.
He never remembers the phone number, and so Paul, we're on Facebook, and so Paul can put up graphics, and so he always pulls up the Allen's Custom Floors graphic, which has the phone number on it. So Ryan then turns to look at the graphic, and as soon as he turned, Paul pulled it down and went back to the camera shot.
Got you, Paul. Hold on.
That was so good. Hey, there it is, Ryan. Hey, take it out, Paul. Take it out. Take it out.
Hold on. If
Oh,
you can call Mike at 955-2269. That's 225 955-2269 or
so
Allen's
good.
Custom Floors LLC.
That was so
Gmail.
good. Why do I think that's so funny?
You love that.
Oh, I love messing with you.
You do. Why do you like that so much?
I think mostly because you just deserve it.
I don't deserve it.
Well, you do deserve it because, name one of my sponsors. Relief Windows, 288-8138.
Okay.
I know the numbers, reliefwindows.com. I know how to contact them. It's like, I know this.
I know how to contact Mike. It's real easy.
Premier South Roofing, 757-6621. I remember my sponsor's
Watch
number.
this. Watch
You've
this.
done this for so long.
There. Check that out.
Okay.
I got it.
You got it in your phone.
I got
That's
it.
fantastic. All right. If you're watching, please get your questions in for Ask Us. We'll do that coming up in just a quick second as we come down the home stretch here on another edition of the award-winning Riot podcast.
Best in the business.
Best in the biz because of things just like what's transpiring today. So the other gigantic story is Patrick Mahomes got a $450 million contract. What do you think about that?
I think he deserves every penny. And with incentives, he's over 500.
No,
million.
not incentives. mechanisms.
Oh, what does that mean?
That's what they're calling it. They're calling them mechanisms.
What does that mean?
Certain things that would trigger. It's essentially what you said, but they're calling it mechanisms that would trigger increases in his contract.
Okay, $500,000 or $500 million.
Yeah, 503 is what I saw.
So here's my thoughts on this deal. Okay, I was listening to Hasselbeck talk about this morning. So he's got in his first 3 years. I think he's guaranteed like $63 million or something like that. Hasselbeck's saying how it's not a great deal because in his first 3 years he's making just as much as what's the guy that signed the big one recently with the Eagles?
You talking about Kirk Cousins with the Vikings?
Cousins.
Got it.
So it's the same as Cousins.
Got it.
But I think Hasselbeck's a moron because what's going to happen here with Mahomes is what happens with every single player in any sport that signs one of these deals. He's going to be really good for a few years. We already saw him with the knee last year before last.
Hand, ankle.
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I do think he's a really good player. But in year 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it may be, I would say from 5 to 10, on the surface today, it's going to be a horrible deal. What we can account for is how much quarterbacks are going to be making 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now. Okay? I think it's a great deal for Mahomes. He's guaranteed himself $500 million. Basically, not guaranteed.
He's guaranteed himself, I think, 140.
140 injury
so
out.
So if he
or
gets
whatever
injured, he gets 140, and it's still an enormous payday.
Or you just rehab the injury and come back and you still stink. I mean, you're still going to get your money, right? Yeah. I think it's a good deal for the Chiefs today because we don't know what inflation is going to look like. I just don't think that the money is going to change that much in 10 years. I think it's a great deal for Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think it's a great deal for the Chiefs.
You don't think it's a great deal for the Chiefs. Why?
Because at the end of it, even let's say he plays out the entire contract.
Yeah.
He's not Patrick Mahomes today in 10 years.
He could be at 36. Why not?
He could be, but history says he won't be. I mean,
I don't know that I agree with that necessarily.
Okay, give me a comp. I got a comp. Let's say Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's won a Super Bowl after 40.
Great comp. The problem with Tom Brady is he's never had this long contract. It's been year to year, year to year, year to year. So what does that do to Tom Brady internally? It incentivizes him to eat properly, train, be on top of his game.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of understand that, but then look at your sport, look at baseball. I mean, do you think Albert Pujols has worked less after he got his 10-year, $250 million contract with the Angels?
Horrible deal.
It's a horrible deal because he's not good anymore.
Right.
But it's great for him. A terrible deal, but because he's old. But your point is that he's not incentivized to work anymore. I flatly disagree with that.
I think it's human nature. I know that it's human nature, not for everybody, but for a lot, that once they get paid, the work changes. That's just until you get slapped back into reality some way, shape, or form, the work changes. You know, I think if I was a team, a GM, I'm breaking this guy off for 2 years. And then it's a team option well over what anybody else would make in 2 years. And maybe a team option well over to incentivize him, or
he'd have to be willing to sign that.
Right. But that's what I'm going for. And I think that's the only way it works. Name me a 8-10 year deal that's worked. I mean, I'm with you. I played with Soriano. I've watched it. Dude, this guy was as electric a baseball player as they had on the planet. And at the end of it, bro, it was just different. Same thing with Albert.
The biggest difference is they didn't get deals in their early 20s.
Yeah.
If you're getting that 10-year deal when you're into your 30s, you're going to be in your 40s by the time it expires, and you're not going to be the same guy. It's different because I think Mahomes could still be in his prime. I'm with you. I hate the idea of a 10-year contract for both things. What if Mahomes ends up stinking and you're the Chiefs? Well, then you're tied to him.
Mm-hmm.
And the flip side of it is, what if the market completely changes? Or what if you have a new coach, GM, and the situation in Kansas City becomes toxic and you're Mahomes, you want out, now you can't get out.
Can't get out.
And you can't trade a 10-year, $500 million contract.
I mean, Tim
You're
Lincecum,
stuck.
he did it the best. He went year to year, even through his Cy Young years. He was year to year every year, maximize his dollar.
Only provided you stay healthy.
Yeah. You're betting on yourself.
Tell people about Henry Holmes.
He does it all. Renovations. He can build your home from the ground up. If you had any type of concrete issue, he can do that. He's been killing it with the patios and the concretes, all the pools. You want a pool? Call Henry.
Killing it.
My man literally is an artist with the hammer and nails. He can do it all. Call Henry at 892-5128. That's 225-892-5128.
Paul, we got to get the number off that graphic.
Any home renovation, remodel, build it from the ground up. I recommend my man Henry at Henry Homes. Not only does he build a great home, but he's a great dude.
Well, it's time to do Ask Us. And nobody's posted questions. I think the questions just aren't populating today. I don't know what's up with that.
No, maybe we just suck.
Maybe so. There's comments like Tyler Hale said, arugula blows right through me without touching a thing.
So when he poos, it comes out. He can see it.
Right there. See it.
Is it arugula or arugula?
I think it's arugula. I think so. Connor O'Neill said, wasn't Hasselbeck the same moron who said they take the ball first in overtime against the Packers and score, and then he threw a pick six?
Yeah, that's that guy. I
don't
think.
know
I don't remember.
I don't remember if it was a pick six. Yeah, I couldn't remember if he threw an interception. Couldn't remember if it was a pick six, but it was. All right, so I think we're done because Hester needs the studio, and nobody else is asking questions.
All right, let's get out of here.
What do you think about our first 11 a.m. voyage?
I thought it was good. I think you need to do a better job prepping this thing, but other than that, I thought it was good. We didn't talk about our visit to Les Amos. We can do that Friday.
We went to Les Amos.
Big visit.
Got macaroons.
Paid way too much for them. Didn't get anything for free.
Cleaned them out.
They had to come out of the back and bring in a big
They did.
pot.
Like, yeah, this is. We walked in like in the case. Like, this isn't nearly.
We
enough.
need more.
We
of
need more
this.
than this. We did.
Carrot cake ball was fire, by the way.
Oh,
Did you get a carrot cake one?
no.
Mm.
Interesting.
Good for you too. It's carrots.
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Y'all have a great day. See you next time. Riot Podcast.